Foxtrot Bravo Bravo, pull up and go around.
Go around, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Tower India Echo Lima, downwind 13, touch and go.
India Echo Lima number 3, follow Cessna left base, turning 1 mile final.
India Echo Lima.
Foxtrot Bravo Bravo Tower, fly runway heading.
Fly runway heading, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land runway 13.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, change of plans, crossover midfield, join right downwind runway 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, crossover midfield, join the right downwind for 13.
Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Simair Flyer. All you frequent flyers, I appreciate you dropping in and going on a little flight with me. I am Dane Simair. Last time we ended the BC Tour number 2, and today we're starting BC Tour number 3. We ended last time at Della, Falls Cave Camping, and we're in the cave right now. We're in the cave, and there's still some campers out here, and they've got their airplanes. They don't need me to take them anywhere. They've got their Icon A5 sitting right there. We're in the trusty 172 Reims Rocket, one of my favorite airplanes. The Reims Rocket is 210 horsepower. It's a modified Cessna 172 by Reims Aircraft Company in Reims, France. That's where it's actually manufactured, and it was a joint effort. Reims Aircraft Company got the rights from Cessna Wichita to create a more powerful 210 horsepower Cessna 172. So that's where we are, and that's what we're in. The aircraft, as you can tell, is all ready to go. It's been checked. We've done the run-ups. Everything's ready to go. We'll very quickly go over to the map and show you what we're doing today. So we're down here at Della Falls Cave Camping, and we're going to be leaving here. This is all Class Echo airspace, so there's no air traffic controllers here. So we're going to be leaving Della Falls. We're going to be flying approximately 30-degree heading over to Courtenay Airstrip. Now, Courtenay is just west of Comox Valley Airport. Now, Comox Valley is the home to the 19-wing Canadian Air Force, but it's also an airport that's used by commercial airliners that fly in and out of Comox. But we're not going to go into Comox. We're going to stay out of the Class Delta airspace, which is what is this rectangular airspace here that goes around Comox. We're staying out of the Delta. We're staying in the Echo airspace, so there's no need for air traffic control. And we're going to go into Courtenay. We'll just do a touch and go in Courtenay, and we'll head basically kind of due north. We could cut across the Class Delta airspace and then come in runway 30 into Kamla River, but we're not going to cut across the airspace. We're going to stay out of the Class Delta airspace, and we're going to continue up. Basically, we're going to be following sort of Highway 19. We're going to keep it on it'll be on our left side, and once we get to this point here, we'll be basically flying right over Highway 19, and where 19 turns to go a little bit more east-northeasterly, we'll come in and make our approach into runway 30 or runway 12, depending on traffic. This is also Class Echo airspace, so there's no air traffic control there. And then so we'll do a landing here, and then our last leg will take us on about almost a due north, well, it's 10 degrees, 11 degrees, over to Read Island Airstrip. This is an airstrip that I created out of the hilltop of Read Island. As you guys know, I like doing bush flying. I created two airports. I created Read Island, and I created Redonda Bay, which is on Redonda Bay Island. And so we're going to fly there, and that'll be our termination of our flight. Total flying time is approximately 30 minutes. So without any further ado, I'd say it's time to get going. Okay, we are ready to go. Seat belts are on. I've got a cup of coffee with me. I think we're all ready to go. Let's just do one final check here. Let's just move this yoke out of the way. Yeah, our transponder is set to VFR, which is 1200, so that's all good. And our Unicom frequency, we need to set that to 122.8. So let's get that set right over here. Alright, we'll just swap that over. So that's into the live mode. Okay. We've got 1 notch of flaps for takeoff. Only 1,000-foot runway. And let's advance the power. And upon takeoff, we will be making a left turnout on a heading of approximately 30 degrees. So we'll just make a quick call, although there are no aircraft in the area, but we should do that anyway. So Della Falls traffic, Skyhawk November 624 Delta Whiskey is taking off from runway 12. We're going to be doing a left crosswind departure. Della Falls. Okay, we're on our way. Hope we can get this beast up before the water comes to us. 50 knots, 60 knots, rotate. There we are. Good, good. Okay. Della Falls traffic. November 624 Delta Whiskey is clear of runway 12, departing on a left crosswind departure, Della Falls. Okay, we gotta be careful of this hilltop right here. And because we don't have that much altitude yet, we're only at 1,000 feet, but we'll just go over this dip in the hill. Then we will correct our heading to get back on course. We need to go a little bit north now from here. And then we'll take up a heading of 30 degrees. Okay, flaps have been retracted. We've got a nice mountain peak right there ahead of us. But what we're going to do is going to go to the left of that, and go in between these two peaks. Like I've said so many times, there's nothing better than flying in beautiful British Columbia. It's just a pleasure to be flying here. Okay, pretty soon here we need to take up a heading of 30 degrees. Let's see if we got enough altitude to get over this hill. Yeah, I think we'll go between this little, we'll go to the left of that peak of the hill, of the mountain there. That should do it. We could have gone around to the right, but oh well. Nothing like living dangerously, you know. How are we looking for? Pretty close. Pretty close. We're good on the left. And we're good on the right. Okay, we're in the clear now of everything. So we're at 4,500. We'll just kind of hang in here for a little while as we head on a 30-degree heading. So that, there's a lake we're going to be coming up to. Called, it's quite a large lake actually. It's called Comox Lake. And it's not this one that's down here on the right. That's just a smaller runoff from Comox. Actually, that little lake is called Willamar Lake, right in there. But we're going to be going over Comox Lake, and when you see it, you'll see the size of it. This lake, there's a lake on the left. Don't know if we can see it. It's called Cougar Lake. Let's see if we can find it. We should be crossing. It should be right to our left, but maybe we're above it. Not sure. I guess we passed it. That's okay. That's okay. So there's the start of Comox Lake over there, and it comes down into here. So it's all through here. That's Comox Lake. I think we could start losing some altitude. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of follow the lake. We'll fly over the lake rather than over this hilltop. Yeah, see, this aircraft is up to 150 knots already. She's a pretty speedy devil. It's no problem doing 160 in it. Well, we'll make our way down to a lower altitude. The airport elevation at Courtney, just looking over at the map here, is what's the elevation at Courtney? It looks like it's it's at sea level. It's 9 feet. So we can make our way down. We'll just follow the lake. We'll hang in at about 2,000 feet. We're not very far from Courtney right now. I'll show you quickly on a little nav map. So there we are, following the lake, and we went off our track because I wanted to go around the lake, and that's Courtney right there. So we'll probably just do the winds are 254 at 2 knots. It really doesn't matter which runway we use because the winds are so light. I think we'll use runway 31. I think we'll come out here, do a left base and a final for runway 31. I'll just make a call into the traffic at Courtney. Courtney traffic, Skyhawk, November 624 Delta Whiskey is approximately 6 miles west of your field. We'll be landing on runway 31. We'll be doing a left base for runway, well actually we'll be doing a left base for runway 31, and we'll just be doing a touch and go at Courtney traffic. It's a pretty big lake. Comox Lake is a pretty active lake, actually. So I'm going to scoot around the hill top here, and then we'll turn right to get ourselves a little bit more lined up for a left base approach into Courtney. Show you on a little nav map what's happening. There we are there. The airport for Courtney, although I'm not really seeing it. It is just right about here, but I'm not really seeing it. And Comox Airport is just across over here. Alright, we need to lose some altitude. Courtney traffic. November 624 Delta Whiskey is on about a 2-mile left base. A high base, 2,000 feet coming down fairly quickly. We're going to be landing, we're going to be doing a touch and go on runway 31. Courtney traffic. Do we have sight of the runway? Yes, I do. Let's put in a notch of flaps. Let's turn to a heading of 3-1. There's the runway in front of us. We're still definitely high, but we can fix that up pretty quickly. Courtney traffic's November 624 Delta Whiskey is on final. We're touch and go, runway 31. Courtney traffic. Alright, let's hope we can do a... It'd be nice if we could do a greaser. A nice butter landing. And let's see if we can accomplish that. Our speed is a little high, but that's okay. We can bleed that off. 70 knots. Well, it's not bad. Not too bad. What did we end up having here? A minus 152 on our feet per minute. This wasn't too bad. Alright, we are now heading on a heading of 300 degrees, basically. And we are going up to the next airport, which is Campbell River. I'll show you on a little nav map what we're doing. So there we are. We're staying out of the Class Delta airspace. Highway 19 is a little bit further off to our left, but it'll eventually converge onto our track. And we're going to follow that up to where Highway 19 takes a right turn and comes into Campbell River. So that's our plan. And we're going to stick to it. We can kind of hang in around 1,500 to 2,000 feet. Let's see if we can spot Highway 19. That might be it, running over there. And it should eventually converge with the route that we've chosen. So, Campbell River Airport, we're going to use runway 30 as well. Just kind of the heading we're on now. Nice farmland area down there. We have a lake that looks like the left foot of Sasquatch. It's the shape of a foot, isn't it? Pretty neat. That lake is actually called Wolf Lake. So let's see, the highway should be, yeah, there's the highway, and it's going to converge right into our route. Yeah. So there's the highway there now, right underneath us. I'll just show you on a little nav map again what's happening. So there we are. We're right above this highway. And we're going to go up to this waypoint 1, which is where the highway makes a little bit of a 45-degree turn to the right. And then we're going to come in and do a left base like we did at Courtney. And do a touch and go on runway 30 at Campbell River. So we're scooting along at 150. Well, it was 150. It's 145 knots now. Just peek out the nose of the airplane. Yeah, there's a highway. Highway there. That is a power line, right, the right of way for the power lines. There's a lot of power lines coming in here. That's what that is. So the elevation actually at Campbell River is higher than Courtney. Courtney was 9 feet. The elevation at Campbell River is 357 feet. So basically 1,300, 1,400 feet is the pattern altitude. And the airspace again surrounding Campbell River is all Class Echo airspace. No need for air traffic control. So we're going to make a right turn here now and start a far out left base for runway 30. Campbell River traffic, Skyhawk. November 624 Delta Whiskey is on about a 3.5 mile left base for runway 30 for touch and go. Campbell River traffic. There's the airstrip right there. Put in 1 notch of flaps. Yeah, we're a little bit far out, aren't we? That's okay. Be about a 2.5 mile final as we get lined up here. That's where that Highway 19 cuts across the bottom part of the airport and heads straight out there. Okay, let's turn on final. Campbell River traffic, November 624 Delta Whiskey is on a 2-mile final for runway 30, touch and go. And we will be departing on a right crosswind departure on a heading of approximately 10 degrees. Campbell River traffic. Alright, let's see if we can beat 152 feet per minute that we had at Courtney. And I don't want the airspeed to get too low. We're at 70. I kind of like 70. But having said that, 60 is acceptable as well. Especially all we have is a 1 knot wind, so there's really nothing happening. Alright, here we go. Let's keep our fingers crossed on a butter landing. Okay, steady as she goes. We're at 60 knots. We're a little high, 60 knots. Steady as she goes, steady as she goes, steady as she goes. Steady, 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 steady. Ah, we're a little high. Yeah, we touched down. We were a little too high. Yeah, we're a little too high. That was about 179 foot per minute touchdown. Campbell River traffic, November 624 Delta Whiskey is clear of runway 30. We're on a right crosswind departure. Campbell River traffic. Alright, we're heading over. This is our final leg. Going to our final destination of Read Island Airstrip. Read Island was actually the very first scenery airport that I've ever created. Well, it's not really an airport, it's more like an airstrip. And I enjoyed doing it so much that I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that island just off to the east of Read Island, which is Redonda, over at Redonda Bay, and I created that one as well. And I did a lot of bush flying in and around that area, so it kind of came in handy to have it. It's not far from Stewart Island, which probably many of you may have already flown into Stewart Island. which is Charlie Yankee Charlie Mike CYCM, Stewart Island Airport. So the British Columbia mainland, of course, is all over here. That's all the mainland over there. And these are all the... Oh, I should retract my flaps, shouldn't I? These are all the islands that are... We're actually departing Vancouver, the main Vancouver Island, but there's a ton of little islands all around this area. I'll quickly show you on a little nav map what I'm talking about. So there we are. There's that Class Echo airspace that I was talking about. There's no air traffic controller there. So these are all the islands. There's Quadra Island, which is a very large, well-populated island, actually. And there's Read Island, the start of Read Island, the southwestern tip of it, and that's the provincial park right there. And then it goes all the way up to here. There's Redonda Bay over there. And we're going to be landing on this part of the hilltop that I carved out to make a 1,000-foot runway. So we don't want to come in too fast because we'll end up in the trees if we do that. So we need to be careful. And the elevation at Read Island is 400 feet. So this is the start of Read Island right here. And of course, as I said before, it goes all the way up. The airstrip, actually, you can see the little white beacon light flashing. I put a beacon light on the water tower. Right there, that's where we're heading for. So we're going to go into this little cove and get ourselves down to about 450 feet and kind of hang in there. And there's often deer and stuff right at the approach to the runway, which is runway 34, by the way. So let's set up our heading bug to 34. 340 degrees, so that's at 340. So that's the direction of the runway. We can start reducing altitude. Look at our airspeed, 152 knots, 100. Yeah. You can make a lot of good headway with this aircraft. Coming down to 2,000 feet. When we get to this little island here, that's about 2 nautical miles from the airstrip. We're getting too low. Alright, let's slow our speed down. Okay, let's make a call in. Read Island traffic. Skyhawk, November 624 Delta Whiskey is on a 2 nautical mile final for runway 34. Full stop. Full stop runway 34. Read Island traffic. Redonda Bay is around this corner and back in about here. I'll put a link to Read Island airstrip in the notes in the notes below, in the YouTube notes. Actually, it's Read Island and Redonda Bay. They're one file. 2 airstrips in one file. I'll put the link to flightsim.to. If anyone would like to download it, you're welcome to have it. Okay, let's concentrate. So it's 400-foot elevation. We are presently at 900, so we're 500 feet above the runway. Okay, let's put in, I'm gonna put in full flaps on this landing. I didn't use full flaps on the previous landings, but this one I will use full flaps. It's a 1,000-foot runway. I want to come in a little bit slower, because I don't want to end up in the trees at the end of the runway. Okay, we're at 550 feet, so we're 150 feet above the elevation of the runway. We're at 60 knots. Let's keep the power on. We don't want to drop out of the sky. Well, there's some deer grazing just at the approach. Okay, here we go. There we go, there we go. Drop it in, drop it in. You gotta drop this one in. There we go, we dropped it in. And it's always a, whoa, watch out for the sign. Oh, there's some bears at the garbage cans. Oh, wow. Okay, well. We arrived. I wouldn't say it was the greatest arrival. 223 foot per minute descent. Anyway, we have arrived. And there's what we did. We came in here. I kind of swerved on the, as I touched down, my rudder, my right foot was too heavy. It kind of brought me over to the right, and I had to correct to get back on. Anyway, here we are. Let's park this aircraft and call it a day. Park this aircraft and I'll give you a little tour of Read Island Airstrip. So this was my very first airstrip that I ever created. It was fun doing it. I learned an awful lot. I've got 3 helipads, I should say. There, we'll park right here. Alright, let's shut it down. Mixture lean. Throttles back. Props back. We can turn off the lights. Turn off the fuel. Turn off the avionics. Turn off the magnetos, the alternator, and oh, we better retract the flaps. And the master battery. So there we are. Give you a quick tour with the drone. So we've got a hangar there, a couple airplanes in there. We've got a nice picnic table there. We've got the little shack of an office, and it says, "Welcome to CRIA Read Island Airstrip, designed and built by Dane Simaire for your pleasure. Enjoy your stop here. There are no landing fees. Then enjoy the area of beautiful British Columbia." We got a few dogs sitting outside here. We've got down here, we've got another sign that kind of welcomes everyone. Where it says where the birds chirp, the bears growl, and the deer frolic. And then as you depart, we kind of give you a thank you. Thank you for visiting. Come back soon. We've got some beers over here. We got a bunch of static airplanes down here. There's the 1, 2, 3 helipads. We've got some construction work here, some people loading up some logs. And there's some deer right on the approach. And that, my friends, is the end of our trip today. I hope you enjoyed it. And join me on the next trip. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and give me a like if you like it. That would be always nice to have. And after that, there's nothing else to say but catch you on the next one.
Foxtrot Bravo Bravo, pull up and go around.
Go around, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Tower India Echo Lima, downwind 13, touch and go.
India Echo Lima number 3, follow Cessna left base, turning 1 mile final.
India Echo Lima.
Foxtrot Bravo Bravo Tower, fly runway heading.
Fly runway heading, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land runway 13.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, change of plans, crossover midfield, join right downwind runway 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, crossover midfield, join the right downwind